Hi, I'm David Salazar.
And I'm Francisco Salazar.
And we're Operawire, bringing you the news on TDO Network.
The Teatro dell'Opera di Roma has announced a concert performance of I Puritani with Jessica Pratt and Lawrence Brownlee for January 23rd. It will be the first time the Opera House performs I Puritani since 1990. Meanwhile, the Maggio Musicale Fiorentino has announced a new production of Rigoletto starring Leo Nucci on February 23rd and Così fan tutte on March 28th. The Teatro San Carlo di Napoli has also announced a production of Il Pirata starring Sandro Radanowski. A date will be announced at a later time. Meanwhile, the Teatro Comunale di Bologna will present a new production of Adriana Lecouvreur starring Cristino Polais on March 11th. As the COVID-19 virus continues to spread worldwide, a number of opera houses have announced new closings. The Royal Opera House in London has cancelled its March performances of Tosca starring Mylene Bystrom. It previously cancelled its January performances starring Ana Netrebko and Sayao Hernandez. Meanwhile, in Spain, the Bilbao Opera has announced the cancellation of its run of L'Elisir d'Amore. In Switzerland, the Basel Theatre, the Zurich Opera, and the Geneva Opera have cancelled all performances through February 28, 2021. In Germany, the Bayerische Staatsoper has cancelled all performances through February 28, 2021, while the Staatsoper Stuttgart has cancelled through April. In Berlin, all opera houses will be closed until Easter. Meanwhile, in Dresden, the Semper Opera Dresden has cancelled its entire 2021 season. The company will announce a new revised season in April.
The Opéra National de Paris has made substantial changes and cancellations to its spring 2021 season. The company officially confirmed the cancellation of productions of Capriccio and Die Zauberflöte. Additionally, stage rehearsals for Verdi's Il Trovatore have been discontinued, and the opera company is currently exploring the possibility of presenting the work in a concert version in mid-February. Furthermore, the company announced that a new production of Tchaikovsky's The Queen of Spades, which was originally supposed to be directed by Dmitry Chernyakov, will now be performed in Lev Dodon's staging. Finally, the company has added Willy Decker's production of La Clemenza di Tito to the repertory. It will be performed at the end of June 2021.
Maestro Riccardo Muti has issued a statement regarding the Met Opera's hiring of non-Met musicians. In a statement, Muti said, quote, "I am writing to you in response to a heartfelt request for support from the musicians of the Metropolitan Opera House. The closure of the Metropolitan Opera House and the dramatic situation of its wonderful orchestra embodies a profound grief not only for the city of New York but for the entire cultural world. Without music and the musicians who bring it to life, civil society is doomed to spiritual poverty and barbarism. Music is not entertainment but rather an essential food for the mind and soul." The statement comes after the Metropolitan Opera's controversial New Year's Eve Gala, which hired non-Met musicians. On January 14th, stage director Elijah Moshinsky died at the age of 75. The Australian director worked at the Royal Opera House, Metropolitan Opera, Scottish Opera, and Opera Australia, among other great companies. He was also a noted theatre and television director. We send our condolences to his friends and family.
The LA Opera has announced the release of 3 digital short films based on works by Mizzy Mazzoli and Ellen Reed. First up, the company will present Mizzy Mazzoli and Royce Vavrick's The West is a Land of Infinite Beginnings, based on Karen Russell's surreal short story about a farming family attempting to fulfill the requirements of the Homestead Act. Next up, the company will present Ellen Reed's Lumi's Dream, which is inspired by a scene from her work Prism, and focuses on the mother of a teenage girl engaging in a moment of reflection. Finally, the company will present the full production of Ellen Reed's Prism, which was filmed in 2019 and stars Rebecca Jo Loeb and Anna Schubert. All 3 works will stream on Los Angeles Opera's On Now platform. And that's a wrap on this week's episode. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.